Hi, I'm Heidi Waldheis.
I'm Trisha Harmon.
And I'm Sarah Seberg. Welcome to our raw, real, honest conversations. And we are
Unfiltered.
I was made for this. I was made for this.
We've all had those
Oh, yeah,
breakthrough
absolutely.
moments.
And
So
mine's
rather
been
than just
quite
wallowing
recent,
in the,
so-
what we were, what we had, or what we didn't, or whatever, that breakthrough, and then what it released us to, and how many other doors and relationships opened up because
I can't even tell you.
we stepped into it unafraid.
Don't want
Or
to trade this for
afraid
anything.
spitless, but we stepped into
Oh, yeah.
it anyway.
I do
We
things
stepped
afraid
in.
all the time.
Yeah,
I have just
inadequate,
learned. It's just part of it.
inept.
I'm going to find
Yeah.
out what
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah.
And truly, what is the worst that could happen, even if somebody laughs or thinks it's kind of dumb? Is that really life ending? I mean, really?
Right.
No.
When's the last time they at least tried? When's the last time they had a dream or a passion or something that made them joyful and they just went for it?
Yeah.
And why do we stop ourselves from that?
Right.
Because this adventure in life right now, I'm not giving it up.
No regret.
No.
No reserve.
No, like
No
my
retreat.
husband, and I think he has this one posted at work, had printed off just a little meme thing, and it just says, "You can't compete with me. I want you to win too."
Right.
And I love that.
Yeah.
Win-win.
Love that so much. It's like, can we stop getting joy out of seeing people fail? Oh,
yes.
that just guts me.
I'm looking forward to that conversation. I would love that conversation because there are levels that we all progress that we all get through
Yes.
one way or another, and sometimes it's not pretty, but
Right.
but we have this. I read a book called Tribal Leadership, and it was an amazing picture of the 4 levels of maturity in influence. And I love it because I feel like we've all gone through the we suck. You know, we're like we're all in
Yes.
this gangster mentality. Oh, life sucks. It's just and that's the vernacular. And then that's when they make laws unto themselves, and they just have this gangster mentality, and they tribe together, and it's really hard to herd somebody like that and find any kind of protection. They protect their own, and that's it.
Did anybody ever just sit with them or love them enough?
Right.
It's like, talk to
Right.
me. Why is life hard?
Yeah.
What is it about please tell me.
Yeah.
Please tell me. And just, I think of how different so many lives would be if they had somebody that took the time out of their day to like, talk to me about life.
Yeah.
Tell me. Tell
think-
me why it's so hard and teach me. I think so much positive change could come from that if we take the time
Yeah.
to be aware of
I
other
think
people.
that's a great, that's a people group that we definitely can relate to. And then there's the my life sucks, and that's the victim mentality. Like, nobody gets me, you don't, And then we get to this, I think what...
I'm well versed in that chapter, by the way.
Me too.
I could just,
Me too.
I've got a
I
million
wore-
things
I wore
to
the
tell you.
t-shirt,
So,
vulnerable, valueless victim.
Yeah.
I
So-
got the
I almost
V.
got the tattoo, but
so
Yeah.
I suck. Just ask me. You know that.
yeah.
But that don't wear that to a bar though. That would not be good.
yeah.
Well, that came out of left field. I was not expecting that.
Unfiltered. This is what you get. So I'm gonna rethink that T-shirt. Don't think I'm wearing that one. So.
And then we get to where I really think 90% of corporate America is, based on this book that I was reading, is that we're great, you suck. Then
Yeah.
we get
Yes.
that pride and
Right.
that ego and that
Yeah.
competitiveness.
Yeah.
And,
Success at the
and
expense of someone else.
Yeah, I win, you lose.
Yeah.
And then we break through, and that's that beautiful story of how do we develop exactly what you are experiencing, and God is just blowing up right now, is the breakthrough of we're great, and we have such a noble cause that is going to outlive us, because we will never be able to achieve it, but we're going to live the rest of our life trying. And we have a noble cause, and we have core values. We have boundaries. It's not like a free for all. It's just the release. And I think that is where true meaning, true fulfillment, true joy and happiness comes, and maybe the measure of true success. And
I don't disagree with that. So it feels so much better not to be consumed with jealousy of the quote unquote beautiful women, because life has to be a lot easier when you're pretty. You don't know what it's like to be me. You don't know what it's like to look like this and have to walk around in this body. Must be so easy. Yeah, sure, your life. And I'm like, I feel so convicted to have had those thoughts. I feel horrible to any of you beautiful ladies, and you're all beautiful, every single one of you. But to those particular ones, I feel so horrible that I judged on such a superficial thing because I felt less than.
Right.
Because I'm just this ugly thing and you're so pretty. That's why life is better for you. Probably wasn't a great life for them either, but I was just so consumed with self-loathing that if only I looked like this or had this, my life would be great then, but I'm just doomed to this because I'm just ugly and gross, and it's just awful. And I'm like, I need to get girls before those are deeply rooted thoughts.
Yeah.
Right.
And I want to plant seeds that grow into healthy, amazing thoughts of healthy self-love and self-confidence and the knowledge that there's some place to go if you have a question or that. I mean, that needs to be there for these kids, just having a safe place to talk about
We're all taking
anything.
big breaths.
Oh my gosh, no, right? I know.
And I'm done. Go.
So when you guys were talking earlier, it occurred to me that we each have something about ourselves in our younger years or now that makes us stand out and makes us unique and makes us different.
Yes.
And you having the dark hair when you were with the blondes, and you having the streak of gray, and then me with having the red. But I realize that what makes you unique, like the things that make you unique,
Beautiful.
are the things that make you so special. You know, and
Absolutely.
if we can switch that mentality, to have girls look in the mirror and say, that makes me different. And so that makes me beautiful. This
Yes.
makes me, I don't look the same as everybody else because of this.
I know.
And I wish that I would have understood that in my earlier years, because it would have saved me so much heartache. I mean, so much. And
Yes.
I never could understand why I didn't fit in, ever. Like, I never clicked with any certain group or any, I'm kind of like a chameleon,
Funny that you keep saying that, because I think if I was closer to your, if we were closer in age,
Right.
I wonder, and that might be kind of fun to talk about at some point too. I wonder if we would be besties, because I was a 2-season sports athletic and I was drama. So I was that weird, high school musical
I almost
person.
failed gym, so I don't know if we would have.
Well, the reason I say
didn't
that
go.
is because
I didn't go to
I
gym.
didn't party in high school. But,
Yeah.
oh my word, did I have a crush on somebody every other week, it seemed like. And I didn't have a clique that I gelled with. I would flit and float between all these little cliques and groups and I got guys way more than I got girls. I just could
Yeah.
not get the drama thing.
Same.
Yeah.
Isn't that odd that
drama.
all
Like,
of
what
us
is that?
here,
Yeah.
I had far more guy friends that literally were just guy friends, and it was much easier for me to associate with them than it was with other girls,
Yeah.
which is just such an
Yeah.
interesting thing. But just last night, I heard somebody say something that has stuck with me, and then you said that about not fitting in. And they're like, you didn't fit in with a particular group because you were created to be able to fit in with everybody.
Yes. And that's it right there. That is, and it's right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean,
You weren't pigeonholed into a particular thing, and be thankful for that. I'm grateful for it now. It took me a long time to get to here, and I'm willing to help people get there a lot faster than it took me.
I think of how many people groups I literally can authentically relate to because of not defining myself by a religion or a people group
Yes.
or
Right.
a social economical career type. I mean, I truly. Somebody said you're an anomaly. I can't even say it. An anomaly. And I'm like, what is that? And it's like you just don't fit a mold.
Right.
And I'm like,
Yes,
God did not create me out of a mold.
No.
He
And how-
created me
Yeah.
like in all of time and history. I can't be replicated, and I can't be replaced.
And that makes you
Nor
kind
can
of
anyone
precious.
else.
And isn't it
Yeah,
time
not a one of us. Yeah.
to help make sure everybody gets that message?
Yep.
It's the fact that you're a one of a kind. Think of how much we're willing to pay for a one of a kind item. There's no other one. This is the only one. And the value automatically is greater because there's only one.
And with its flaws. Like, you
Oh,
think
yeah.
of a coin with a flaw or a painting with the flaw. Oh, my word. Yeah.
Yep. I love the Japanese pottery. That's one of my favorite things is when it would break, they would repair it with gold. So the repaired object was more beautiful than the original. And they maintained an even greater value on this beautiful piece of broken art that was restored in an even more beautiful way. And I think life does that through the hardships. Think of that, your broken pieces are getting put together with gold. And that piece of art
beautiful.
at the end is...
And to the contrary, somebody who's living a life of hypocrisy or trying to pretend
trying to be...
what they would do in ancient days is they would take that cracked and broken pot and then fill it in with wax. And then they'd sell it as good wares. Like
When it's not.
When it's not. And then
Right.
it would get used and the wax
It
would
would
melt.
fail.
And I love this other analogy too about we should do a crack pot thing.
Oh, I am a crackpot, so yeah.
I think Patsy Claremont made it.
They didn't
Might have
find
done
all
one.
my pieces, but that's okay.
But
So
the idea of this person saying I'm not any good because I have holes in my bucket, and yet all the way along the way, the holes in the bucket were allowing plants
You
and,
watered
and
along the
water.
way.
Yeah, and how many things are we watering and
Look at that
nurturing through the
beautiful-
holes in our buckets?
And one of my favorite ones is, with the candle inside of a vase or something, and that you can see light through it, but
Yes.
then when it's been broken, then there's some shards of light can come out even further and even further and even further. And, so like the concept of it is our light that's inside of us is not meant for just us. That's right. It's meant to be shared with everybody around us. And
it's
if
astonishing
we are
how life
whole
feels better that
and
way.
we have never been broken and we have never been flawed and we have never been, then how can we relate to anybody else around us? And so we have to come from a place of authentic broken,
Yes.
This is me, I've been there, look at all of my flaws, look at all of my brokenness, but yet I am whole because I've been put back together.
And we think that keeps us in relationship with one another, keeping the mask on, and it doesn't.
It's all superficial. It's
I'm
all just,
excited
it's
for
the
people to
screen.
find out what life can be when you start taking those things.
Well, thank you for joining us. We're
Thank
super
you.
excited that you were here with us today, and we look forward to coming back together.
Our next episode.
I love it.
It's going to be fun.
Bye.
Bye.
I think you
gosh.
should call this. I think all the
So
guys
fun.
would watch it too if you just called it Three Old Broads.
Three
Nice.
old broads.
That say I suck on their t-shirts.
I suck. Just ask me. I'm going to wear one of those sometime. Oh my
guys-
gosh.
Can you do
Your
me a favor?
dynamic is great.
Before we stand up from here, can you take with your camera
Some
with
stills?
the professional lens, some stills?
I'm looking
Totally
at a
not
camera
staged.
that's taking
No, and I'm
pictures
looking
here.
at
So let's awkwardly talk about what's happening, but pretend that we're in this great conversation
It's
about
so
deep
deep.
things.
It is.
I
Oh,
just wish everybody would know the pressure of having this camera just clicking,
know.
trying to capture
Somebody
a look
asked
on
me-
your natural
somebody asked
face.
me, I'm literally doing a commercial for a Catholic, what was it, Saint somebody. It was some hospital. Mm-hmm. And I'm on a bench, and I'm supposed to be like having this amazing moment. And the camera guy says, "Tell us a dirty joke." And I literally had one right there.
Oh, nice.
And I'm like, what's the difference between the Titanic and the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders? And they're like, I don't know. What?
He's already giggling. I'm like thinking.
At least they know how many went down on the Titanic.
They were like,
They were shocked because they knew I was a Christian.
Oh,
And it
I
was
they
love
were
that.
expecting
What?
grandma joke, and
Oh
they
yeah.
got
Oh yeah. Yeah.
fine.
We'll
You
have
didn't
to-
boot me out over my
So you know they
t-shirt,
have
so.
the dad jokes. We need
Yeah.
to
Yes.
come up with our kind of
Like a mom
our,
jokes.
Oh man,
We know how to make you smile more than one way.
exactly. We're gonna have an inappropriate line of shirts where there'd be like, oh, that wait,
This is for the 18 and up crowd.
like they're not sure how to take it. Like,
No.
Yeah.
oh,
Unexpected.
what if they didn't mean that to be dirty though? But it kind of is dirty.
Yeah,
We
well.
don't- that's my favorite kind of humor. Or,
Well, that's what made yours like.
Yes.
Does Robert's boss know? I know. I was like, oh, that was epic.
I was dying because I was like, I was in the car, quick sent it off, and stupid crack screen, so nothing is coming out right, and I don't proofread nearly enough, and got that back, and all of a sudden I'm looking, and I'm like, oh my gosh.